hands up. James knew back when I was coming up. Didn't wanna know then. Now I bet they're loving us no more. No, R&Us, the bar is raised. If you know me, now I can bar for days. Nothing there to prove cause I've done enough. Lights out, still gonna keep the torch. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more?
I wanna try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? See some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? I wanna try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? See some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? See some, see some. I never mind if people change. I wanna try and heal my pain. How do you buy what can't be sold? How can you lie to me in my face? In my face, in my face, in my face, in my face. That's how I'm still gonna keep the torch. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more?
Broski, yummy. I just touched down in LA, the Spanish, my favorite. This that G, I keep it playing, so I put it on. She be in it, she just made a big. I got rolling over. Speeding to the money like I'm running from the feds. Posting with my they say yeah. I'm like, whoa, see residuals, watch the money grow. I'm in flow, greatest story told, watch it all unfold. I'm like, whoa, reaping what I sow. Harvest getting bigger, they all froze. I release my soul, now they taking pictures of it. Eyes on the prize, it's my last soda.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Matthew Wright set to get this one started. And here we go from Chicago. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First play is to the air. That one's complete, right side. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Saints are going to have a first down. Only took him one play partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line. Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10 now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Pete, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Setting up a throw. That's caught for the first. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
It's a game of 17-9. First down with New Orleans.
To throw it on 1st down. Able to hit Ryman, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 35 on second down. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they take him down right along the 30.
A game of 5. First down, Saints.
They send a man in motion. Shotgun handoff to Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 16. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Here's Johnson again. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up second and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
Complete out to the right. Touchdown, New Orleans. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. He'll throw it. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Throwing from the gun. To the sideline it goes. He makes the play. Pass caught. Both feet are down. That play good for 17 and a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds his back complete. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
They bring Thomas in motion. They'll throw it again. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing it again here. It's caught. This is Tyjae Spears. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Left side, gets it out quick, and it's caught. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. So that connection for first will bring us to the end of the first. 7-0 is our score. Back to the Windy City in just a moment. Time to begin the second quarter, and we'll pick up with what's already been a lengthy possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Second and 6 coming up here. Back-to-back carries here. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. That one's out and cut on the right side. And in for the Chicago touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for Brock as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
ready to send this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Throwing now on 1st down. It is Kupp, left side. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st and 10 from the 41. This is Johnson heading right. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here's 2nd and 7. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down around the 34.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
From the gun on 3rd down. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. One of their best play calls of this game, Brock. Nets him 17 yards on 4th down and gets them the 1st.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he pushes it further into the red zone, down inside the 15. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Well, this offense is trying to keep the defense off balance down here in the red zone, mixing in receiver runs with everything else they love to do. And the best part is, it's working. He gets them several yards on that play.
It's Johnson on 2nd down. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6. This defensive battle has reached the 2-minute warning. And it's the Saints facing a 3rd and 6. On the ground again with Johnson. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. The defense calls a timeout. That's their 1st. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Here's Jake Moody for the field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Moody knocks it through. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. and he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Right up the gut. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
To throw here on 1st down. That one's caught along the left sideline. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a Chicago 1st down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And oh, he got it! Interception! And the Saints will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
"19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Trying for the deep ball. That's grabbed inside the 30. There it is. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints will add to their lead at the end of the half. Hope you weren't settled in to call a long drive there, partner, because only took them a matter of seconds to go all 80 yards and hit pay dirt.
Are you kidding me? I love big plays just like everybody in the building loves big plays, and it took all of them. The guys up front doing their job, and certainly the playmakers to finish it.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints make it a 10-point ball game. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half. Looking to throw. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. No luck finding his receiver that time. So 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Looking to throw. He beams one deep right side. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Out to kick it away, here's Moody. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll run here with Tyjae Spears. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Takes off right out of the read option. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
4th down punt upcoming, Brock, and here's Austin McNamara to put his leg into it. And this one's kicked up towards the clouds. Wow! Signaling fair catch, and he takes it in at the 37. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Saints will get set to take over. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They go play action on 1st. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
2nd and 10 now. He intercepts the pass. And the Nighthawks will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, Brock, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception right there.
We know that no lead in this league is safe ever, ever, ever. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. They all seemingly come down to the final possession anyway. And with a whole half of football left, you just can't give away too many possessions like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Working quickly here.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
They're going play action. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Nighthawks parlay the interception into points. Right on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Nighthawks cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
From the gun, Johnson. Along the sideline, past midfield. And he's finally marked down at the 46-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. That's completed right side. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints making a 9-point advantage. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Hand off to the back. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Second and 6 coming up here. Spears on the give, headed right. And he's brought down for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming and pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Man in motion here. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Able to get it to Edwards. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Hauled in left side. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the 37. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. Couldn't find Brian Thomas Jr. on that throw. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Short pass brought in. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's the handoff. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
They've got a man in motion. They give it to him again. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Another carry for him. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Sending a receiver left. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They'll throw it. Able to hit Ryman, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Saints 1st down.
Throwing now on 1st down. He's going deep. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Nighthawks have some new life in the 4th.
Well, that's now a 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Back to the well again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Looking for a throw here. He's on the move. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Saints take over on an interception by the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, kid. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Throwing this back in the end zone. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Throwing from the gun here. Throwing deep for the end zone. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the Nighthawks have some new life in the 4th.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Nighthawks down by 10. Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. He's dropping back to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find Brian Thomas Jr. on that throw. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That's a very quick trigger, and the hurried throw was much tougher to complete. He may have rushed that one thinking the pressure was just about to get to him in the pocket.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Running back sent in motion. Throwing now. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Big gain downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They are throwing it again. He sends this one to the end zone. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Saints will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception.
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to